Hello everyone, welcome to the latest Worlds of ZZT Livestream. Today we are continuing our journey through the original ZZT worlds in celebration of ZZT's 30th anniversary, and this time we will be playing Caves of ZZT in ZZT version 3.1 for no particular reason. It's brown, it's very brown. That's about all you need to know. Still saying Potomac Computer Systems. Our copies of 3.1 are kind of wild. Did I make a tweet? I didn't make a tweet. I will make a tweet. Hey, we're live now. I thought I was forgetting something. Thank you. Yes, this is the September 91 build, as opposed to the November 91 build. We get our usual about information here. A chance to win royalties. An order form if you need more ZZT entertainment. I am very good at typing my Twitch URL. I have typed it many a time now. And I think this time our about info is pretty much the same. Theater development, this all seems very familiar. Talking about craws and drums. CompuServe and Delphi. Shareware. Don't distribute. But we're not playing town, even though it's defaulting to town. This version, I don't know, the configuration screen said shareware. But I believe this is considered a registered one. I don't know, it came with Caves. So this is the 3.1 version of Caves. Doesn't make much of a difference in this case. Begin your descent into the unknown perils that await you in the Caves of ZZT. Between this and the 3.2 version, there's only two boards that are different. They're the title screen and the first board. If you play the earliest version of Caves of ZZT we have, it actually has a typo on the title screen that says begin your descent. But hey, this one's still got problems too, because there's a weird breakable wall that pops up in the corner with the invisible animation. So it ain't perfect. We also get the old style logo still. But there's not a whole ton going on. This is a fancy font for sure. This is the most complex title screen of the original worlds. The rest are all pretty static. Dungeons is animated, but that's with like blink walls, which just do their own thing. This is the only one that's actually like coded. Just changing a bunch of invisible walls one by one into these colors. Just looping endlessly. This board is our starting board. It is the only other board that is different. In the 3.2 version, that big empty space in the corner has a bunch of breakable walls that spell out ZZT. And this nasty looking arrow at the bottom of the Caves of ZZT here is just replaced with breakable, so it just says the Caves of ZZT. Which possibly changes the implication that whether this board is part of the Caves or not. It's tough to say. Anyways, let's read some tourist information and get right to it. Welcome to the Caves of ZZT. Your goal is to find the 4 purple keys to unlock the gates leading to the castle of something. The keys are hidden in various locations throughout the caves. Your adventure will lead you through 43 rooms where you must battle creatures and solve puzzles. To complete your quest, you will have to make your way through the House of Mirrors, the Key Puzzle, the Sucker, and the Depths of Hell. So, got a lot to... Oh, I was supposed to switch back to the overlay. Gotta see that Twitch chat. Good luck on your adventure. You will certainly need it. Caves kind of has a reputation as the worst of the original worlds. And I don't really... Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think I do, although I can't really think of like an answer for what the worst of the original worlds would be. But I never actually finished this game until I played it for a closer look like 2 years ago. Like, this is the last ZZT or official world for me to beat. And what's not so great is it's got a lot of boards that are like this. There's nothing going on here. There's no fun decoration. There's no weird geometry. This board still has its yellow border pretty much intact. There's not a lot going on. But at the same time, you get cool boards like this, which, you know, the Castle of, as it's called. So there's a very fun looking ZZT castle for sure. Also, yes, not only does it count as one of the 43 rooms or whatever, but I still have this open in the file viewer in a different tab with the museum. There are a grand total of 42 boards, including the title screen. So already that number is inaccurate, and there's also like 2 or 3 boards that are completely blank and unused. So there's lots of lies in this one. The castle, though, is fantastic. 4 purple keys, lots of boulders, lots of sliders, lots of strange designs. Like, compare this to the castle in town, and this one's just looking much more fun and dynamic. For sure. The graphics budget went all out here. This is actually a really nice looking 1991 board. And it's even got a Tim Sweeney flag flying on it. This here is basically the little opening intro to Unreal. I'll just swoop around this castle. So unlike Town, where you're given like a bajillion options, you're really only given 2 here for where to go first. We're playing the Caves of ZZT, so let's go to the Caves of ZZT first. I'll also say that since I have played this one significantly less than the other official worlds, I don't really know my way around it, or how to solve the puzzles off the top of my head, so no promises for what this is going to be like. Anyways, this is why people don't like caves. Dark rooms aren't a lot of fun. There's a few boards that do some interesting things with them, but then there's also a lot of just wandering these sort of empty spaces and hoping you find something. Like, okay. Oop, well, there's something. I don't have ammo yet. Oop, okay, let's not go into Centipede Room. Like, I want to find ammo. I definitely need it. And there's no guidance, there's no store at all. Okay, so I found the ammo, so now the game's a bit more playable. But it would have been very easy for me to just kind of wander onto that other board, move a little too deep without any ammo, and just like get surrounded by the centipedes and just lose all my health and just pretty much need to start over immediately. Thankfully, I mean, not this whole game is not dark, and from what I remember of my last playthrough, it's ultimately generous with torches. You can see some more. They do show up in dark rooms, which helps. It's a good thing I have ammo, because there's tigers. It's just, a lot of the combat in this one is just pockets of monsters. Turn that into a big franchise. And really keeping an eye on that torch counter, because, oh boy, it's not good to be in the middle of a firefight and having your torch go out. It's also more generous with health. A lot more gems. So no, there's no place to spend any gems. They're just entirely used here as health. I just went in a big old circle, didn't I? You know, this is actually one where playing with my usual solid HUD thing might have been helpful since I'd be able to see board exits. There's definitely like good ways to use dark rooms and torches. Like it definitely changes up the dynamic of the combat. You just see bullets. But there's not a whole ton that the game does with the idea. Anyways, now we're out of the Caves of ZZT and into the well-known forest of ZZT. Oddly enough, this area actually makes up like the bulk of the game. So I guess we'll just start with this area and try and clean it out first. We do get some nice puzzles still though. Like obviously once we go inside here, we're currently stuck and we have to get this thing here to get out. The key is the easy part. As the scroll conveniently says, hello, welcome. We just picked up a red key. So this board does disable shooting, which is good, because otherwise we just shoot up these breakables and make this much easier. I think this would... Oop, I didn't actually mean to push that, but conveniently you can. It doesn't actually ruin everything. What I was about to say is that this kind of is like a early instance of shading here. So we gotta untangle this mess. Let's see here. I gotta actually figure this out because I don't know the solution at all. I don't even know what my goal obviously is to get this thing to push out. So I have to push that purple one on the right. So those all need to go down a little bit. Actually, safety save. Okay, you're blocked because you're blocked. So this. Okay, so far so good. So our story here is actually, this is kind of a side plot really. There's no lore. It just started off in the tourist's office. The closest sort of fan thing is that town does have an entrance to the Caves of ZZT. So I guess the idea is sort of that this is happening mid-town. Before you go into the palace, you take a detour and go through all this. Thank you first. Okay, that didn't break. That's always a good sign. What's this gonna do? Hooray! Didn't screw it up. Yeah, we're just exploring. There's purple keys and, you know, a whole castle of things, so... So this is number 2. We get that world order, because it doesn't like say anything on the title screen, from one of the Super ZZT games. List both the ZZT and Super ZZT worlds with numbers in an order. This one is also, it's the bonus game. You get this if you register a town. You don't have to pay for it, although, I mean, you're paying for the town registration, so money's involved. But the other worlds where dungeons and city are sold sort of separately, and there's bundles for buying everything and all that stuff. There's a lot of pricing going on in the early days for sure. Now this board, hit my mic button. This board is like my favorite action board. We've got duplicators in the corner that are going to be making a bunch of centipedes. So you got a bunch of ammo, a bunch of gems, and a lot of keys. Just kind of want to start blasting our way into here. Oh man, I was doing much better in town at not getting hit. So there's a lot of back and forth. It does get a little easier as you go along, just because there's this sort of initial rush of centipedes. I think there's a shot limit on this one that's not 1, thankfully. Maybe not. Yeah, centipedes a lot of times will end up just being right next to a bullet and getting a turn to act and just turning out of the way because they see that they're blocked. Which also makes them a bit tough to shoot. So we got our keys here. And I like this one because you get this little shortcut. So as you go through it, it gets a little easier. You don't have to make the full trip both times and let the duplicators do their thing. Now let's get some of these gems. And also, if you really want to be creative, though, about it, once you get to this sort of checkpoint, well, you can actually do this. And actually block them off. So I like how dynamic this board is. You can just kind of run over these centipedes if you like. And you can see in the top left that it'll be able to push once since boulders are pushable, but it won't be able to keep going. So you get to actually stop the flow. And so I think it just makes for a fun board. It's what you're trying to do is sort of constantly changing between, well, I gotta grab these keys, I gotta open up this shortcut, I gotta block off these duplicators, I gotta grab all the ammo and gems, and you know, if you want to grab them early versus grabbing them at the end once you have everything plugged off, it's safer. It's, yeah, it looks scary, but it's a challenge that's very doable. And speaking of looking scary, I think this board is... yeah! Oh no, another weird puzzle. So, this is the one where I'm like, boy, I sure hope I remember how to solve this, and I don't. The only thing I really have, other than some not great descriptions, are a screenshot of the solve puzzle. So I know what doors don't get opened. So I mean, this is the classic, you only get a key, open a door, find more keys kind of thing. So obviously we always gotta open a door that gets us at least one more key. And then there's some sliders to push around. So I mean, this gives us +2. No, let's hold on to that, because that kind of solves itself. We definitely need to free this key. Thankfully, even though it's weirdly diagonal. I love how this board looks, by the way. This really looks vastly different to pretty much every other board in the original series. This heavy, heavy line wall exclusive use of walls. Let's see what... Actually, that's going to be enough there. I don't have to make it more complicated. So I can't actually pick up that second key yet, but... So now I got 2 keys, essentially, and I will try this to turn this into 3 keys. And I think if you're a little too reckless, you can probably sort of soft lock yourself with those sliders over there, but as far as the ZZT puzzles go, it's pretty generous. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just turn 3 keys into 4 keys. Because why not? That is definitely the one kind of annoying part. I mean, obviously the whole conceit of the puzzle is that you can only hold 1 key at a time. So That also means you're constantly running back and forth with this. Could have introduced like more colors to the keys, but then you'd be changing definitely how the player approaches it. By having them all be blue, you're considering every door equally, not thinking, okay, the green key must be for this green door. So we want to... let's try these. Okay. So I think I'm gonna... oh no, 2. Because I know I definitely gotta push those. Let's go do this. Do this. Do this. Now this is just a red herring. You can't untangle this. And obviously, the multiple doors to get some gems is also a bad idea. Don't do that. Monsters, yeah, does have a similar puzzle to this, but it's not a puzzle in the sense that you either win or lose. It's just like you can get some additional rewards depending on what doors you open and what keys you get, which I think is kind of nice. Let's see, you go here. Okay. So I already have another key, so I need to open, I think, the main 4 over there. And that will get me... no, that doesn't quite... no. Did I screw this up? Oh, no, we're good. Okay. This is Tim Sweeney trying to trick me. We're fine. So this thing here, I don't think it can fit to the right, but once we take those 2, we can push this to the left safely. And if we push the boulder out of the way also, that'll let us get this key over here on my left. So I think we're fine. I hope we're fine. I'll be very proud of myself if I get this right first attempt. Like, there's good design here. This is a well-made puzzle. It's not super frustrating. It's just a little slow-paced. That's really my only complaint. I don't think there's really a good way to speed this up. You just gotta stop and think. Also, I just realized we've got this red key and we don't know what that's for. Am I supposed to do something with this first, though? This. I don't want this out of the way either way. Let me do... okay, yeah, we're good. I was thinking I could just barely squeeze on through. Okay, yeah, we got plenty of keys now. So now we're gonna start going through this still. So I think I've got this correct. This is a good puzzle. This one also feels like a lot more interactive. It's much more open than the usual slider puzzles we've been seeing so far in these games. That's obviously fine. So yeah, I think we're golden. I do like how even at the very end here, I'm still like, wait, am I a dead man walking or do I actually have this? we still need one more to get out. Go through and do all this mess. One last really long walk. Alright, we did it. Good job. Very proud of myself. Wait, no, I screwed it up. I was supposed to push those boulder sliders first. I did it wrong. Tricked. Deceit. Deceived. Screwed this up. At the last possible moment. Gotta push this one first. You got me, Tim. Okay. Yeah, I was. I had pushed... Didn't I push this one all the way to the left here? I didn't have these ones up here in place, so I wasn't going to be able to push the boulders up at the end. Go down to the blue key, push the boulder up, then 2 steps. But yeah, I really like this puzzle. And, you know, we just had, like, my 2 favorite boards. Did I have a boulder? Well, good enough. It's been saved. Solved and saved. We just had, like, my 2 favorite boards in Caves by far. A really fun action board and a really fun puzzle board. So now, we get whatever this is, which, I mean, this one's fine. No complaints here. Some careful dodging, some ricochets and spinning guns. That isn't too bad. This board itself isn't bad, but then I hope you like bears. What's challenge? Also, question, where are we? We were in some caves, and then we went into a forest, and now we're just here in this very bizarre line wall area. Anyways, we've defeated the bears. Oh no, more bears. So, you know, any other enemy type would have worked okay. But instead it's just bears. And you just do this, then you win. I don't remember anything particularly arcadey. Also, yeah, that's another thing. God help you if you accidentally bring your purple key in here, because it's a long walk. All right, some bears, and then it's just here's a couple more. I think this board probably hits the stat limit actually. I'm pretty sure I went back and counted in the Closer Look article just how many bears. I don't think I've been hit yet by any of them either. Like, okay, we got the purple key, good job, but that was something. Yeah, let's also count here. So, One board transition. Two. Oh, yes, that is in this one. Sorry. I can't believe I forgot about that. 2 boards. 3 boards. 4. 5. 6. 7. Oh, we're still not done with the forest. We're going back. We just gotta get rid of this purple key. 8. 9. 10. We made it. We've reached the castle of... and got rid of our purple key. And now we have to go back to the forest to get another purple key. This is what I mean about caves having some problems. And the strangest thing to me is that town does like a really good job of avoiding this. And I just went in a circle. Because with town, there's like a transporter out of the House of Blues that speeds things up a little. Like, most of the branches are fairly short in comparison. The structure of this one just means we're gonna be going through these boards a lot. And I do need some more torches. I think that this is like not the order that I went through the caves in my last playthrough, so yeah, I actually am getting nervous. I know the game will provide plenty of torches, but probably not on this path. Okay, so we went north, we went east, we gotta go west here. When there were enemies the first time, there were some like tigers and I think lions in one. But... oh, we got a misconnection here. Okay, here we go. Another cool board. Like, when Caves isn't being bad, it's generally being cool. So yeah, this nightmare of ricochets and spinning guns and lines. And I kind of really want to shoot the lines first and not have them in this area. Yeah, it's hub maze. It's not great. I want to be very careful with my shots just because, as you can see, the button is over there to activate this. I'll probably end up hitting it accidentally. I'll be amazed if I land this random shot. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So now we actually will shoot the device. And there we go. Like, this is a fun idea. Some simple object interaction. These things make a short little barricade. Hello? Okay. But this is also where we see ZZT struggling with objects moving in different directions as a group. So that structure will stay nice and solid on the way left, but not so much on the way right. And there's another issue which we'll probably run into as we go through this. We'll see. It seems very weirdly inconsistent. Okay. So we made it there safely. Well, there's our red door for our red key. Yeah, using sliders is definitely a lot better than if this whole thing had been nothing but objects, for sure, but it's still a little chunky. Anyway, now I'm going to hold the right arrow key and hopefully not get hurt. I'm going to hold the left key and hopefully not get hurt. Now we can proceed. So I've had good luck so far. We'll see how the shield cooperates on the way back, because we still got the rest of this branch to explore. Alright, this is Pac-Man. Everybody's favorite board. This is a cute idea, and one that many ZZTers have done over the years. Once again, though, the execution is not the greatest. The centipedes don't really funnel out all that much. And so I'm picking up these energizers because, I mean, they're there, but there we go. We'll actually get a few. The one notable thing about this board is if you play Tour of ZZT, which is the preview for the registered worlds that comes with all the shareware versions, in the oldest version, the one included with like 2.0 for ZZT, this board is part of the Tour. In later versions, this board is replaced. I forget with what off the top of my head. I think it's possibly to just kind of even out how many worlds get how many boards of preview. The Tour board... well, great. The Tour world also locks you out of playing a lot of boards. It'll put like invisible walls and stuff, so you can't have fun. And I know this board is unplayable, which truthfully is probably for the best, because this isn't all that great. Go ahead, we got our gems. There are like 2 Pac-Man ZZT games. One is very much like this, just with a ton of gems, and it's a bit better about how enemies get placed and energizers. I remember really liking it as a kid because it had a bunch of like stolen PC speaker music. So it was actually kind of fun to run through because it actually had a soundtrack. The other is actually, let me look it up real fast, the other ZZT Pac-Man game, because... no. Okay, so the first one I was talking about was Pac-Man versus Zac Man. What a wonderful title. And oh, hey, I actually did not realize that this one had Will credited. The other Pac-Man game is engine-based and uses a font and is, you know, a legit sort of ZZT-kin version of Pac-Man. You don't control the player. You actually go around eating dots and enemies moving around the maze through the dots. It's pretty neat. But it's also much more of like an engine. I don't think there's all that many levels. Almost there. And here is the incredible ZZT Sucker. Get the purple key. So I mean, getting the purple key is easy. But Arg, you've been sucked. And without futzing around with strange inputs, you're not escaping. Oh, whoa. I never realized it still did that with the save names, too. That it actually says the Caves of ZZT because the world name is Caves. That's neat. So we get another tiny slider puzzle. Like, the difficulty is definitely toned down, I think, between, like, the Rube board and Town. It's much more clear what you need to do here. But honestly, this one ends up kind of falling flat. It's a little too simple. Oh, I don't even need to push that one. Well, my goodness, I did actually break it. Oh no, famous last words. I kind of broke it on the left there. Never mind, it's not too simple. It's a fiendish puzzle that only people who are really, really good at this game can conquer on the first try. Let's try it this way. Don't... Never listen to my opinions on something when I'm just going by memory. Sure, I made it through the weird puzzle, no problem. Weird puzzle, that's easy. Anybody can solve the weird puzzle. I still broke it. I just broke it in a different direction. I gotta, like, stop not paying attention. Okay. I don't even need to push this one. Why do I keep pushing this one? I notice on the other side I don't need to push one. Okay, take 3. Listen, I just want to spend a lot of time on the incredible ZZT sucker. You don't see this kind of quality most of the time. Okay. 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 Alright. I didn't get sucked that time. I didn't suck, and I didn't get sucked. That was the moral of Undertale. Okay. And I ran onto a centipede. Let's never speak of that board again. Anyways, remember that really long backtrack we had to do with our first purple key? It's time to do that again. Let's see if this will cooperate this time. Okay. So I'm kind of avoiding it by playing it safe. So I'm like hanging towards the back to keep my distance from the spinning guns, because I'm just gonna do this to demonstrate. If you hang out more towards the front, and if I can ever remember which button's which. That can happen. Because the bolts will end up blocking the machinery for one component while the other keeps going, and they'll desync. And then you're in a bad situation. So you can kind of avoid it a lot better by just hanging towards the back, as I've been doing. But it can be very dangerous if you don't. Let's get my 110 health back that I lost to demonstrating that. So that's our second purple key. We're now done with the forest section. Ooh, that was close. I didn't think that centipede was going to switch directions like that. Stumble around in darkness for just a little bit out of paranoia. I think I would be fine if I was still using my torches. But I really don't want to run out. Because boy, that would be bad. Torches are on the other path. Where's the exit? There we go. So we gotta deposit our purple key again. And this time I'm gonna head south from the castle. I don't keep getting tricked into the dead ends. Well. These caves are scary. There, see? Torches. Yeah, this board. Not quite where I want it to go. Clearly not where I'm going to go. So 2 down, 2 to go until we can get into the castle of... Now we get a very interesting board, actually. It's another dark cave with plenty of ammo and plenty of torches. This is all we need here. But it's also got ricochets and tigers and darkness, which is quite the combination. Because if you're not careful, your bullets are going to be bounced right back at you. Come on. Come on up. Well, okay. Yes, anyways, we're going to pick up a heart, which does what you would expect it to do from many other ZZT games. 10 health and a very long sound effect, which is taken from town. And we are going to hear that a lot. The tigers are flanking me here with that ricochet. Oh man. Nope, even that's not safe. This is an incredibly dangerous spot. That's why we've got all these hearts for. Come on. Cooperate with me. Move up. Move down. It's a great tune. The first couple times. Okay, this is like one of the rare instances where the ricochets are in my favor. Hey, that sound. Honestly, like, I still think this is a cool board. Like, this is making very creative use of darkness and tigers and ricochets. It's a really good and scary combination. Also, oh my goodness, tigers, please. Trying to not lose all my health here. 10 health points. Oh, and now there's some conveyors too. I'm deathly afraid of these things anymore. Alright, we're never going to hear that sound effect again. So it's really interesting though, because that's the only time you get health from objects in the original ZZT games. You can't buy, or no, you can buy health in City, I think, but the idea of a health item that gives you more than one at a time, there's a lot. It's just really interesting to me that Tim clearly saw the need for a lot of health on this board, and he correctly came up with a way to give the player that health. But he didn't kind of do anything else with that. Like, no other board in Caves or any other is going to have hearts or something. Every other game, you kind of just fend for yourself with the health. Anyways, have another dark room. But at least this is a fun one. Keep on rockin'. I will. Now entering the cave gate. Please prepare for unending frustration. Get lost. So this is a, I guess, like a pseudo puzzle? There's no sliders, there's no like wrong moves, or well, there are sliders, but it's not like a traditional slider puzzle. You kind of just gotta break open the path and make sure you have enough torches to get through all this. I'm pretty sure you can't soft lock this, but just in case. You kind of just want to really keep moving. It's just to mess with your torches. But I mean, it works because it actually does something compared to if this was just a maze. If this board wasn't dark, there'd be not much to do. Okay, so I still gotta find that one. No, that was easy. An interesting red and blue color scheme for this part. Okay, already got to that one. Still need one more, which I'm gonna guess involves coming in from the bottom. Well, it's over here. Or that part. So I want to get to top right and travel left. Yes, and go this way. So there's that, and then there's whatever this one is. I don't know if there's consequence to this board, so I don't mind it so much. I don't think it's a bad board or anything. It's kind of middle of the road, but compared to some of them, it's not too rough. So I should have a clear path now, I hope. What's this one? Oh, okay. That's just because of how I had it pushed. Here. And I believe that speeds up the trip here. Now we have this open. And now we're at the end. Done with the Spider-Man caves. We did lose a lot of torches, but also there's only something like 10 dark boards on this game. So we're almost done with them. Okay, cool. Big circle that did nothing. What's over here? Where am I going? Alright, this looks like a puzzle to me. Got a purple key. So this is the House of Mirrors. It is called that. For reals, we will see eventually. I am being limited to one shot at a time on this board. That's why it's called the House of Mirrors. It's an invisible wall maze. How did you guess that would be a really annoying board? Honestly, this one's not bad. This is... Again, there's things to do. There's enemies to shoot, there's danger. It's not... And... It's not really a maze so much as there's some paths blocked off that you can't tell right away. Like, this is very much playable. I'm pretty good on ammo. I don't really care enough to go to that pocket in the corner with the lions. Let's stand off here. I'm assuming there's an invisible wall. Okay, well I didn't plan on getting this ammo, but I mean, it is here. Head down here. And the centipedes are a nice touch, because they kind of move generally independent of where the player is. So they can just see how they move around and get a sort of a feel for where the invisible walls actually are. Like, as far as invisible wall boards go, this one is about as right as you're gonna be. I always feel like I'm making progress. Sweeney's Gambit. Hooray. It's never that easy, of course. These guys will help you get past the spinning guns. Somewhat. Because we coined the term Sweeney's Gambit. We coined Sweeney's Gambit pretty recently, just discussing when you get into a situation where you're going to open a door or step on a forest tile or something, and you're either going to instantly be hit by an enemy on the other side, or if you're lucky, able to run away in time. Congratulations, 1,000 point bonus, but no celebratory music. See, now I think this branch does things right. There's an exit. We might not actually have to take the path we came from back. Where are we now? Torch count is healthy again. Probably should have, but the game's not over yet. So this is our third purple key. That's why it's such a good term, because you know what that gambit is. So I gotta get rid of this key first and foremost. How's this set up? Because that's a one-way transporter. How do I get down there? Can I just go down there? Okay, well I have to take the one-way transporter. I guess that passes as its own thing. So this should return me towards the start. We should be close to the castle. Yeah, and we are at the start again. And there is key number 3. The castle is almost open. I think I just got a vague feel for where I should be going. Only place left to go is this mysterious blue passage. Okay. How do I get there? Oh, that's right. I think you're supposed to actually get this key way earlier. Because, yes, now I think we do have an extra long backtrack. let me confirm this. Ironically, by playing on this old version of ZZT, the minus dark cheat doesn't actually work in this version, so I can't turn on the lights. I have to use the file viewer very quickly here. Oh no, that's the exit. How do I get in there? What path have I not taken? Hang on. I need... Actually, I will consult the official Caves of ZZT map. Oh, that's not very helpful. Oof. Okay, there's the start. Okay. Wow. That's nuts. Yeah, I just legit never came across a door that this red key is for. So I'm gonna hug the bottom wall here. So that's another interesting thing with, dark rooms, is that I've never seen this red door. I just never came across it. Oop, what happened there? I didn't... That's weird, because I didn't actually intend to open Cav Edit at all. I don't know why I switched to Cav Edit scene. But anyways, there was a red door here that we just never got to see. Keep out. Danger. Turn back. Stop. Azzy, why isn't this your Discord avatar? Death. Do not enter. This really is a fantastic board. Go back. Wrong way. Hell. The signs really do make it. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's all these sort of empty rooms, but like this one makes it fun to go through. Like, as you keep going through that board, you just can't wait to read these messages, especially here. Last chance. Hot dogs before death. Death before hot dogs. Chance last. This is like peak ZZT board right here. But yeah, we gotta get a hot dog for sure. It's incredible. This board is perfect in every way, can't be improved. It has many typos, awfully. Chili dog, I've never coming, and awfully I think it's the only other one. So you're going to meet your death. The hot dog does not give health, it does not give score, it does not cost a gem, it does nothing. This entire board, and the entire previous board, entirely decorative. Gameplay-wise, nothing. They burn your torches, that's it. Abandon all hope, dudes who enter. That's a really good song. Anyways, now we gotta deal with, like, these guys. We got some actual object-based ZZT enemies. I don't even know if they can be killed. Doesn't seem it. You can kind of just ignore them. And we're gonna be picking up blue keys here. But we already have one blue key, so I am absolutely not going to push a button that says push. Just another blue key, just hanging out. The greatest danger is that which cannot be seen. This is where our blue keys are for. Let's do more backtracking, as it were. Pile of centipedes, the board. Just gonna do this instead. Solve that problem real fast. So I've still got the push board. Oop. And bears and conveyors. Oh boy, my favorite things. Yeah, let's just totally not get erased from existence. Yep, that was the close one. You can see funny things are happening. It happened. I got destroyed. I softlocked the game. So the nice thing about Azzy's reconstruction and ZZT source code is we at least understand what the hell is happening there. You can kind of see, I can't hit escape to like pause the game, but there are 4 bears remaining. If you keep looking though, as the ones up top sort of orbit that conveyor, at one point it'll only be 3 at a time. So there's actually 2 glitches there. One is a visual glitch, which is basically the bear on the left tile of the conveyor will kind of vanish. But yes, the player handles all the keyboard input except on title screens, or an element called a monitor handles it. So you can see our bear disappearing and reappearing as it gets shuffled around. And basically, the whole glitch is just, is it an off by 1 error? It might be an off by 1 error. It might just be, it's something tiny where stats get kind of screwed up when conveyors are involved like this. If you have 2 stat elements and they round the west and southwest corner, things get like swapped around, and that can cause problems. Because if the player isn't the first stat, then they can be destroyed. And if they're destroyed, you wind up where we are here. We're trapped in hell for all eternity. I guess that's fitting. Now I am going to restart ZZT and hope it doesn't happen again. Okay. Jesus, that happened again. Okay. New plan. Okay, I now have ZZT set to its lowest possible speed. Now we're safe. Because of the way bears generally move only when the player's close, you can't really get them funneled out very easily. But now we're safe. Just gotta get this key. And know, get out of here. Okay, so we got one board remaining here. We got our push button to push. Like, look at this ammo count. We've got 500 ammo. It's extremely generous. So I'm going to strategize here. And hug this wall and keep some gems as protection. And now the board is a little less spicy. We'll shoot a gem by mistake. And get this last key. Alright. Now we get to see what can't be seen. And on to a boss fight. It's real tough, ain't it? That's the Halloween theme plays. So you kind of just gotta fight this invisible object and hunt them down, hopefully get them towards a corner. And the good news is with a bajillion ammo, hopefully. Just give me something. Okay, I heard it for a moment. I did get one hit, and there we go. This is what all the ammo is for. We got him! It's an interesting fight. There's a lot of ammo to do that, but the game absolutely provides it. I'm kind of curious how early you could fight this boss, though. Because we had to grab that, like, one key. I think you have to do the... Did we have to do the House of Mirrors? Yeah. Because we had to get that key from the, like, exit to the House of Mirrors, or Hall of Mirrors. So I don't think you can go here right away, so you do have to get some ammo at least. Because if you started going this way, you'd be in very rough shape, I think. Okay, so now we get to the River Styx, which is another fun sort of action-y puzzle board. I like this one's kind of creative. We can't shoot. We can't shoot the stars, we'll get rid of the breakable walls. So we kind of have to, like, herd them where we need them to go. While also, you know, not getting hurt. Which can be tough, because we need this to cooperate a little better. There we go. Like, I really do like this board. This is a creative use of stars. It's significantly better, well, than that spot in town with the bombs and breakables. Oh, I shouldn't be cutting off. That ain't good. And there's these few sort of like pockets you can kind of retreat to, because unlike that board in 10, you won't get completely overwhelmed with stars. You can also use it to guide them a little bit better. There we go. So this one I think is a fun one. Just gotta get through 2 more. Oh, that ain't great. One more. Yeah, it kind of gets a little down to luck at the end. It's generally not hard to not get hit by stars, but it is tough to actually get them to do what you need them to. But it's a pretty solid design overall, I would say. Anyways, into the depths of hell. More ammo. More keys. And I don't remember, but I won't be surprised if that area with the centipedes has invisible walls in it. Apologies to this man if I shoot him. Oh, wow, yeah, he don't like that. Do not shoot the smiley face. Okay, I won't do that again at least. Press button. The room gets bigger. This is a neat one. Like, I think the boards in Caves are pretty creative when they're doing well. Always good to hug the walls. One last button. I really do like the sound design in this one also. These little tunes are very well composed. Okay, well this looks frightening. Or at least it would. There's kind of an energizer there, huh? Yes, very scary. They're on the other side of the river. Looking at this interesting board. There's some centipedes, and some ammo, and some gems. And nothing else. We don't actually need to do anything here now that I look at it. But we can, you know, through smart shooting, just freely get all this stuff, so. So why not? You never know when you'll need another 200 ammo to fight an invisible monster. Let's just do... There we go. I do like Town does this, Caves does this a little bit, Dungeons does this a lot. This sort of backtracking that's, well, it's not backtracking. We're going to a board we've been to before, but we're moving forward, so we get this kind of, we get this sort of foreshadowing effect where before, when we were on the other side, they're like, well, how do I get to this passage? How do I get to these gems? And now we know that we don't get those gems. They turn into tigers. Don't, so that's great. But now we're here. We are in the Devil's Quarters. This is our input area. And then there at the end is Guess Who? Our horned figure. Actually, take a moment with this board. I like this centipede gachapon, I guess is the best way to put it. There's that little barricade that randomly moves up and down, so you don't get the luxury of just like shooting endlessly. The enemies slowly fill the room, which I think really makes them much more effective than the usual pile of monsters. And hey, now we get to do the same thing but with tigers. I'm just gonna brute force this one. The centipedes I don't mind so much. The tigers I don't want running around. Ah, never mind. I do mind the centipedes. Do kind of wish it told me that earlier. I mean, thankfully it provides a very quick way to turn around. But I would have just, you know, got it over and done with in the first place if I had known. Alright, guess who? Almost there. I definitely missed my first playthrough of this, that there's always these sort of almost there things whenever you're close to getting a key in some way. But here we go. It's time to meet the devil. A crack of thunder roars through the air. A bolt of lightning flashes around you. Lots of other scary things happen. And finally, the devil speaks. You have invaded the forsaken halls of Lucifer, the great evil, master of the dungeons, ruler of blah 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 blah, etc., etc., etc. Sounds pretty scarry to me. The devil finally speaks again. Do you, a mere mortal, challenge the omniscient powers of evil that lurk in the dungeons of hell? Do we challenge the omniscient powers of evil that lurk in the dungeons of hell? Yes, no? Alright, yes we do. Okay, you win. Now we're back in the caves. That's the devil, everybody. But I mean, we gotta see the other choice. Well, we gotta get this again. No, I do not challenge the devil. Then die, cowardly adventurer! The end. So always face your fears. And lastly, the final key. Final door. It's time to enter the castle of... The castle gate's open. Almost there. One last time. Another cool song. You're getting there. Go figure. Engineer required is our final action-y puzzle, just continuing the trend of this game. We gotta get a bunch of red keys and not get just destroyed by a lot of spinning guns. You're not there yet. This one is another really good puzzle. As you can see, the spinning guns are quite aggressive. And if you don't pay attention, bad things will happen. And sometimes you just kind of gotta go for it. Just take a boulder and make very good use of it. So hang on, let me make sure you're straight. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, so we can just go straight up. You can see there's a whole bunch of free boulders here. We also got these ones here, which I should not be neglecting, as you can definitely tell by now. Nice little barricade here. I think what I like about this is I feel like there's multiple ways to kind of get through this whole thing. So I need 3 more to cross that, so that's going to be this whole set. Or we can just go for 2, grab the key and run. Actually, no, we can't go for 2. Look at that. That's me solving practical problems, like how to get a red key. And I also like that, depending on how much health you have, you can kind of get away with being a little riskier. My health is not great, but it's not like I get hit and I instantly die. So I really want to cover these gaps. Some more ammo. So we're unearthing some more boulders. Well, I was hoping I can get through, but did take 1 hit there. Okay, we're in pretty reasonable shape now. Okay, I need 1 more boulder here, but I kind of just risk it. Wait for a gap, because they don't fire consistently. There's a little bit of RNG to it. There we go. I think this is a much cleaner solution than the last time I played this, actually. I remember like not quite having enough boulders and kind of having to like move with some of these, like stuff like this, where I could push these out of the way, but it does mean exposing a gun. There's probably a way to do it without like even risking it. There's boulders on the right side. Yeah, there's actually freebies there. There's this whole mess. You know, just take the hit at this point. But I don't doubt that you can do this like perfectly in some way. And if you liked boulders before, well, you're gonna get more boulders. So this is also an interesting one. So hey, you gotta kind of, you know, fight your way to this purple key, or you can just do this. Because, you know. Actually, I did, yeah, free one of them, but there we go, good enough. Luckily, before I ever played ZZT, I did play Rattler Race. Or no, I'm sorry, Roda's Revenge is the correct game I'm thinking of here. I played both those games. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to do it this way. Definitely not supposed to do it that way. I was not paying attention. I was just like, yep, I can push this one up just fine. Good thing I have 300 ammo. Come on. Okay. That's fine. 9 health is plenty. Well, I feel like you're supposed to kind of like wiggle your way through. As pushing feels like the correct design, but crushing does not. Because, I mean, you can do that. Yeah, this one is just much more solvable. I will scream if this single tiger gets me. But there we go. 9 health, all you need. Cave exit. Not quite there yet. Is there anything left? What a banger to go out on. So that was the Caves of ZZT. Like, yeah, it ain't bad. It's got some issues, I think, that Town didn't have, with lots more backtracking and a lot more kind of empty boards that don't really do a whole lot. But when it's doing things right, I think it really gets them right. There's a lot more. The puzzles in this one are really creative. They kind of really combine mechanics pretty nicely. There's a lot more action-focused puzzles, which I don't think you really see so much. So stuff like Engineer Required and what else? I had another example in mind and I forgot. But, you know, action puzzles, I swear. Hall of Mirrors isn't really puzzly, but it's something. But I like this one. This one, Caves really has a reputation compared to the other worlds of just being of lesser quality, and I don't really think that's the case. If there's a lot of not so great dark boards at the beginning, and it's really easy to just get discouraged early on as you just stumble around in darkness and burning through torches, that it's easy to get to just decide to skip this one. But if you do play through it, I think there's a lot of good stuff inside still. It's a bonus game. If you paid money for ZZT back in the day, you got this game, and no complaints there. If you're picking up the others in the series, this one does hold its own, no problem. We saw some much more ambitious coding. The objects in town really didn't do a ton. They mostly paced back and forth and acted as like switches and buttons, really. We had, object-based bosses. We had the monster at the start of hell that was like spawning in other creatures. There's the little barriers in that one shield room. Like, there's much more use of ZZT Oop. And a lot more sounds and music, which I think is cool, because Tim was not bad at composing for this system. So that's going to be it for this one. We will be back again on next Sunday. We'll be playing game number 3, which will be Dungeons of ZZT. Yeah, he does a good job with stars and the River Styx. That's another action puzzle. There we go. But we'll be back next week. We will continue City of ZZT, which is a not City. Dungeons of ZZT, which is a personal favorite. It's probably the one that I played the most, actually, because there's definitely an era where I'm like, I've played Town a million times as a kid. I want something different. And of that, I think Dungeons does a lot of cool stuff. So hopefully I'll see y'all again next week. And that's going to be it for now. Actually, I should definitely plug here that we recently had that release of Town Remix, where like a dozen people contributed boards to essentially recreate every board in town. And those same folks are currently starting a new project to do the same thing with Caves. One notable difference is that it is not going to be a one-for-one remix. They are shortening the game a bit, cleaning up some of these paths, so there won't be something like getting through another weird puzzle and then having to go through like 4 boards with a bunch of bears. That stuff's getting cut out, so I think it'll make for something a little more streamlined, and it'll probably be a ton of fun to play. They're also pushing a little harder on kind of getting a better deadline going. I saw 2 potential dates. I think one was like June or July. I don't remember what made those months important. The other was like October, which was the anniversary of the release of ZZT 3.0. We kind of just lucked out into Town Remix being able to come out on the 30th anniversary, because that one's been in development for quite a while and kind of died out for a little bit before picking up again once people realized that, like, hey, if we wrap up these last couple of boards, we can actually get this out for the 30th anniversary. So that kind of just worked out in that favor. So if that's something you're interested in, you can join the Discord, which I'll just plug a link here. You just hop on in there. There's a separate channel for it, Fest of ZZT, with a link to a sign-up sheet and a template world, which has the sort of structure of everything. Oh, yes, that's right. We do got maps for some of these old ones. Here's the Caves one. I gotta clean up how to find specific articles, because right now your best bet is to browse all the articles and set it to list view, so it lists pretty much everything on one page. The Caves of ZZT map is pretty decorative. Let's just link that one directly here. Like, it's pretty fantastic. It's also not particularly helpful. It's very tough to navigate by. But it's got the boards that you need. So that's going to be it for now. I shall hopefully see you again next week or catch you on Discord. We've still got folks making games. We're also doing, what else are we doing? We're doing the Love Letters of ZZT for February. If you're interested, again, there's a room in the Discord with examples of that. We're going to just be collecting short descriptions of ZZT games and how they specifically impacted you. It's meant to be a sort of a personal thing and not just like, oh, well, this game is really good. It really changed things for the ZZT community. Nothing like that. Just like, I played the Zelda game when I was 8 and it changed my life. That sort of thing. Also, yes, I did get yours. They are good. And I got, again, examples in the Discord of some others. So hopefully some folks will contribute to that. Only other thing really going on in particular right now is we're still doing the whole 30th anniversary celebration on the Twitter. where we're just posting games from each different 1 year at a time every day that are handpicked as opposed to just being randomly selected like they usually are. So that's going to be it for real this time. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again next stream. Later.